What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and today we're going to be going over the recent news. Call it a fight, call it a spectacle, call it a sideshow of boxing living legend Mike Tyson taking on Jake Paul. Guys, we are going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning Mike Tyson. That's who we're focusing on. Iron Mike Tyson, specifically his last 5 fights, which I should probably mention, all of you guys already know, his last one took place in 2005. So some of the facts about what's going on is the fact that 2 weeks ago, Jake Paul and Mike Tyson both formally announced that they will be fighting each other in July, both trying to get this sanctioned, and it's going to be streaming on Netflix. It's allegedly going to be the most viewed, most streamed boxing match ever. I am doing this video. You guys know me. I am a boxing head. I am quite shocked with the lack of empathy, intelligence, understanding from people regarding this news. I am coming from a perspective that boxing greats, living legends, guys who recently retired, or maybe fighters who retired too soon due to injury, should all be revered. They shouldn't be looked at as a circus show. I am not for this fight. So if you're a Jake Paul fan, you're listening, watching this, I'm not going to bash him. This isn't his fault. I am not for this fight. I should repeat that one more time. I feel a guy like Mike Tyson should be looked at as an elder. We should look at him and ask advice. We should revere fighters. Boxing is a combat sport with deadly outcomes at times. It leads to trauma, brain damage, early graves, family members missing their loved ones. So when I hear a 58-year-old Mike Tyson is taking on a 27-year-old Jake Paul, I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about Tyson's resume being prostituted for the sake of money. Say what you want, they're making a bag. I don't give a shit about all that. Do you think money matters when you're in a nursing home with Alzheimer's and you can't even eat on your own? This is my perspective. A lifelong boxing fan, a kid who boxed as a child, and a 42-year-old man who still trains and lives the boxing lifestyle. Mike Tyson at 58 taking on Jake Paul at 27 is horse shit. So, we're going to talk about some statistics first about Mike Tyson. From his boxing career, he retired at 50 wins and 6 losses. He did have 44 knockouts, which gave him an 88% knockout to win ratio. Of his 6 losses, he was stopped 5 times. Mike Tyson debuted in 1985, and he retired in 2005. He is an orthodox fighter standing at 5'10" with a 71-inch reach. His fans know him as Iron. It does come from, proudly, he talks about it all the time, Brooklyn, New York. Guys, Tyson wasn't a big heavyweight. He was wide. He was known for his peekaboo style. He was dangerous. We remember when he was in his prime decades ago when I was a child. His pay-per-view fights would come on, and it wasn't even a fight. These were executions. We would tune in, and the fight would be over before we finished the pizza. Now, I get and I understand why fans are intrigued by this. That's feeding into the impulse of greed and ego. I wish fans would look at this, like I said earlier, from an empathetic perspective. He is an old man. I don't care how many hormones he has in him. I don't care what his ego says and what he tells the media. There should be somebody looking out after the health of these fighters. We should be asking Mike for advice. We should be talking about his journey. We should be having him talk to the younger kids who want to become fighters. We shouldn't have a 59-year-old fight a kid. Jake Paul at 27 years old. That bothers me. Let's look at Mike Tyson's last 5 fights. The purpose of this video, to remind everyone why he retired. We're going to rewind the clock back to 5 fights ago, 2001, when he fought Brian Nielsen. Nielsen was 62-1. Mike won that fight via knockout in the 6th. Lennox Lewis. Lewis was 39-2. Mike got knocked out in the 8th. Etienne was 24-1. Mike won via first-round knockout. Danny Williams was 31-3. Mike got knocked out in the 4th. Kevin McBride, 32-4. Mike got knocked out in the 6th. You might ask, who is Danny Williams? Who is Kevin McBride? Exactly. They both knocked out Mike Tyson 20 years ago. Tyson retired for a reason. In his last 5 fights, he was 2 wins with 3 losses and got stopped 3 times. We don't get younger as we age. We don't get faster. We don't get stronger. If anything, our ego as combat fighters may get a little wider. So I get it from both ends, but don't sell me on the money. That's a hill I'll die on. If you've ever had a loved one, somebody you cared about pass away, and you were by their side, you know money does not matter. So don't sell me on the streaming. Don't sell me on the Netflix. When I see this disgusts me. Let me know what you think. You don't have to agree with me. This is a page where we could talk about this with a healthy conversation. If you feel you could sell me on how this is good for boxing, leave it in the comment section below. Either way, whatever your perspective is, I'd like to hear it. Let me know in the comment section below.